Hey everybody. So here we have this Dell Optiplex 5050 in for service, and I want to talk about a little something here. There's been a debate that has come up in previous videos of mine about who owns the computer. Does the consumer own the computer, or does Microsoft Corporation own the computer? It's a good question. You know, previously, back in the good old days, Windows was just Windows. It was an operating system. It didn't try to mess around with settings in the computer's BIOS or anything like that. And more importantly, it never tried to flash the BIOS of the computer that it was installed on. Flashing the BIOS on a computer is kind of a risky thing, because there is always a chance that something could fail with the installation and brick the motherboard in the system. It's especially the case with desktop computers like this, because of course with a laptop you generally have an internal battery or external battery as a backup power source that will of course provide some backup power in case of a power failure. So we have this thing just running Windows updates. I literally just clicked the Windows Update tab in settings here, and look what's up there at the top of this list. Firmware. Yes. So I've done a video about this before. I've actually uploaded a short and I've uploaded a long form video talking about why I strongly dislike this practice of Microsoft Windows automatically fetching and installing firmware updates for example, your computer's motherboard. It's just a really bad practice, because for one thing, I should note, just to be clear, I literally had only clicked the Windows Update button in Windows 10's settings menu. I did not click install updates. It automatically just began installing our updates already. And again, this is not good. This should not be an automatic installation. And let's say, for example, we're having a winter storm or something. We're having a windstorm. Something that would increase the chances of there being a power failure, or anything that could cause, for example, a recloser to trip. Something to cause the power to blink out for a few seconds and come back on. Well, unless your computer's hooked up to a UPS, your desktop computer for that matter, if the power blinks out, well, your computer's going to shut down. And this is ridiculous. I mean, this computer is from 2018. Here it is, 2024. This computer is almost 6 years old. And here Microsoft is downloading an update to its computer. Not your computer, to its computer, because the consumer, you don't own the computer anymore. Microsoft Corporation owns the computer. They effectively decide when your computer should be flashed with a BIOS update. And oh yeah, let's not forget. See that right there? 7th gen. Well, we know what that means. That means Microsoft is also going to decide when it's time to throw your computer away, unless you install Linux. But Microsoft's going to effectively decide when your computer is e-waste, unless you want to pay up for Windows 10 ESUs, because this computer, which is in relatively good condition, although it's getting a little up in age, we have to keep in mind Windows 11 came out in 2021. This computer does not meet the Microsoft Elite Class system requirements for Windows 11. So, Microsoft is deciding when your computer should be flashed with a firmware update, and of course, if it fails, they won't take responsibility. You can forget that. And they're also deciding when your computer is e-waste and it's time to buy a new computer. You know, this is ridiculous. I know is a word I wear out on this channel for some things. But to install firmware updates, BIOS updates on your system, it's just ridiculous. It should not be done automatically through Windows Update. And I have heard reports, and I believe there were even comments on my videos about this topic of computers getting bricked because of this crap. Microsoft needs to cut it out with this. Because it's with Dell computers, and I think it's HP as well that they're doing this. And Microsoft isn't fully at fault here. I also think Dell and HP and the OEMs who are allowing this crap, I think they should be held responsible for computers that get bricked from installing a BIOS update automatically like this. It's just ridiculous. Previously, when you would download a BIOS update manually to flash your computer's BIOS, you would get all sorts of warnings about flashing the BIOS only if it's absolutely necessary. Yes, only flash your BIOS if it is necessary. Nowadays it's like, oh, there's a firmware update available, let's go ahead and install it. Even though you don't need it, even though it might break your computer if something happens, like your power goes out while it's installing, let's go ahead and install this anyway without asking you first. So, oh yeah, of course, this computer doesn't meet the Microsoft Elite Class requirements Windows 11, as I said earlier. So, it's just ridiculous how Microsoft is behaving with these computers now. You know, it used to be you purchased a computer from Best Buy or wherever, or you built that computer yourself. You effectively own that computer. But nowadays, you go buy a computer, you build a computer, and you install Microsoft Windows 10 or Windows 11 on the thing. In some cases, it's like Microsoft owns your computer and you don't have any ownership of it. They make the decisions on what happens to the computer's firmware. They make the decisions on when your computer is no longer supported. You know, stuff like that. It's just absurd. So anyways, that's enough for that rant. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Hey everybody. Thanks for watching this video from QCreator channel. If this is your first time, please subscribe to the channel and tick the bell so you get notified of a new video I post. Please like this video if you enjoyed it, leave a comment, and share this video as well as the channel with your friends to get the word out. In addition, I have a second YouTube channel. That's QCompMTDX. Again, I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for your support.